Mark in the count. The swing arm now coming back as our countdown continues.
Good afternoon, everybody. Happy Sunday, and welcome to the Brick Something News. I'm Brick Something, and we've got the folks from Vaz Zone here with us today. We've got Tiffany and Adrian. Hello, folks, and welcome to the show.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm doing great, and I'm happy to have you both here today. And this is awesome. So thank you for hanging out with us today.
Absolutely.
It's yeah, I mean, you know, I plan out the show or whatever, but yes, part of it was Valentines Day, as I mentioned, but also just I appreciate your work. You know, I actually got introduced to Vaz's stuff specifically through the AWOC photo collab, and then I was seeing all these photos, and I was like, oh my god, they're customizing. And then I saw the videos. I think I got hip to the channel when your birthday, and you had like the live stream, which I missed. But I saw you posted that in the AWOC photo collab. I was like, oh, he's got a channel. And I saw it was the two of you. And I was like, this is fantastic. I love watching the two of you do your thing. So let's make sure that other folks know about what you're doing, because these two have a lot going on. So
thank you.
Yeah, well, and we'll talk a little bit about that. We'll sort of share that with folks in a little bit. But let's also we should, of course, not ignore the chat, and then we'll get back to it. But let's say hello to everybody here who's in the chat right now live. We Doggy says Dorlaxin. Congrats, man. I'm glad you found your Nacelle biker mice from Walmart. Those things look pretty cool. We got Nick Dillinger. What's up? You do? Good for you. You got like some cinnamon? We're doing like Mexican chocolate? Because if not, you should.
Hot cocoa.
JMax77, what's going on? See, look at that.
Articulate Times is on there. What's up, Steve?
Were you guys at Legion's Con this year?
No.
Okay, cool.
We would want to go, but I don't know.
What do you think? Maybe next year? Oh, okay.
Want to, you know. Yeah. But yeah.
I hear you. It's my first one this year, so I had a great time, and I got to meet folks like J-Mac, and it was really great. Love to see you guys there at some point, because I'm hoping to be there regularly if I can swing it. Larry's Geeky World is here. Hello.
Hey.
This guy who I know you know, Josh Brown. What's up, Josh? We'll take a look at some stuff from him. He's got some good stuff going on. Ray Paz, what's going on? We were just hanging out over on Adam Highly Articulated.
What's up, Ray?
Thanos Copter with the wrench. Thanks in advance, Thanos. If you could help out with links today, appreciate it. Let's see. Rick Jones, word up. Sorry. That's sorry. Now I got that in my head, dude. Between the Rick Jones and the word up. Anyways, Endless Fables. Look at this guy.
Hey, everyone. Brian, what's up, buddy?
Fellow AWOC collab, photo collab, folks. Kenzo, Kenny, what's going on, man? Hope you're doing well. Oh, that's right. Is football done? Football's done, right?
Yeah, what's up?
Kenny?
No, that's right. It's done.
Over.
It's over.
Good.
Hey.
I'm not.
Yay!
I'm not a sports guy, so but like Kenny likes to tease me. He's like, yeah, let's talk sports. Articulated Times, what's going on? Thank you so much for watching. Got Dave, what's going on from Dave's Dimensions? Hello. E. McNeil is back. So glad to see you as always. And see, look, what's up? He's saying hello. John from the Collecting Brothers. Hello, sir. Hope you're doing good. Tell Josh I said hello. Contrary to public belief, Josh is a real human being, not AI. Hey, Jorge, Toy Addict. What's going on? I got to get these guys back. They're making toys. They're
Oh
making some
yeah.
good.
What's up? What's up? Toy Addict.
And Allison Troy, what's going on, Allison? Thank you for showing up. Look, you came in soft today, Allison. I'm waiting for the spice. She'll bring the spice later. Simple greetings. All right. So thank you to everybody who's watching. If you're new to the show, every Sunday, 3:45 p.m. Pacific, we do this thing. I bring on some guests and we talk about the news. But the news, as you can see up there, is an acronym for needless ephemera we saw, because some of it is actually news, maybe like timely or whatever. Some of it's just like, I'm excited about this thing that I saw, whether it's new or old, and I want to talk to folks about it.
Absolutely.
So
Yes.
again today, actually business. Down there you'll see a URL popping up, and then over by these two you should be seeing a QR code pop up over there, and you can use that after the show's over to go check out the links. And I just realized I didn't even post the other side. I didn't even post the links last week, and that's a fail. Last week, if you missed that, by the way, folks, Thanos was on, and we went like 3 hours. We had an intervention. We talked about all the figures that we have on pre-order that'll be arriving in 2025. Tiffany, right before we started, you're talking about space. It's a scary time, but an exciting time, given all the toys that are coming. I'm just curious, since Thanos and I were going over, do you guys do a lot of pre-orders, and are you expecting a lot of stuff coming in 2025?
We used to do a lot of pre-orders.
We do have a lot of pre-orders coming in.
We started to slow down because, we were.
Yeah, we got like.
We want it immediately.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
we're kind of backing away from that, but we still have stuff coming in.
Yeah, we definitely have stuff coming in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's 2025 seems to be a really big year. There's a lot of great things like that I pre-ordered last year. In some cases, figures that I pre-ordered in 2022. Is that right? Geez, Ne.W.S, which I still don't have in hand.
Us too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What did you do on Ne.W.S? Curious. What are you waiting on?
Oh my goodness. Okay. I don't know the names of the figures, but
no one does. Descriptions are fine. Skull guy, skull wing guy, skull horse.
Skeleton guy that's, death, that one. And then the horse that is skeleton horse. And then the other horse, the bishop.
Knights.
Yeah, the bishop one. And the guy that goes with bishop. And then
that's Gideon. Yeah, the brown hair guy. The long brown haired dude knight, right?
I think.
Yeah, we got pretty much all the knights.
Templar.
Nice.
I know there's something else. I can't remember everything.
Did you get the other knight that you said all the knights? The one with the sort of like flowery.
Yeah, we got that. Oh no, you're talking about that one, the one that was different colors. You mean they had the purple? No, because the original picture didn't look as good. Now that I see it, it looks amazing, and now I want it. But
I pre-ordered it. It came in.
Oh, you did pre-order it? See,
she pre-ordered it, and I pre-ordered.
No, I didn't pre-order it.
A couple.
You pre-ordered it?
I pre-ordered a couple.
Yeah, he just
buys it.
I don't find out.
That was 3 years ago. 3 years ago.
Really?
I love it.
Long time ago.
Do we have doubles now? Again?
It's good to have doubles.
Yeah, see? We always have doubles.
Hey, they're nice. It's an army.
I love this. That's kind of why I wanted to see, like, what is it like when you have two collectors sharing, that are both into similar lines and into customizing. What is that like? And so that's awesome. That's really awesome.
But a lot of the same thing. And that's why you end up having to do toy shows, because you have to sell something.
Okay. We're being corrected. Didn't mean to trigger you there, Trevor. But as we all know, man, those names are challenging. But yes, and I hear you. I just want to hear what people are into, and so. We've got Maxilius, which is Death Guy, I think you said. You've got the Knights, Elijah, Adalric, and Gideon. You've got Bishop the Horse. and Conibus the skull horse, and I think that's it. Did I cover what
Did
you got?
buy something else?
That's it. Just a few nights, and that's about it.
Oh, you got exercise?
Yeah.
I love this. I love this. See, this is the thing. My yeah, I don't know. She's probably not watching because she's grading right now. But yeah,
I didn't order any night builders or anything that came in. The ones they were. And
you didn't do that?
No, I didn't do the night builders.
all right, you guys.
I wanted the ones with the cloth.
Okay. So hope that worked out for you, Trevor. I totally get it. Gabriel, what's going on, Senor Pinto? Good to see you. Jason's Electric is here. Hello, hello. Wait, 1/6 scale Marines? Wow. Highly posable. What's going on? And Damn Bones. Sorry, that's another one for 90s folks. Okay. Let's talk toys, but before we talk toys, let's talk about you. I'm watching this sort of dynamic. Wait, you ordered this? What, we're getting doubles? Talk to us. Can you share with us a little bit? Like, obviously, you two are living together. You've got your toys commingling. Give us folks a little bit a sense of what your dynamic is like. Have you both been lifelong collectors? Been super into nerdy stuff and all those things. When did you get together? All those things. Can you share with us some context?
Okay, where do we start? How we got together. We were friends before we actually started dating. And that was how long ago? Like
2003 when we first met.
Okay.
So that was a long time.
We worked together at an office and we were friends. And we were friends for like 5 years. 5 years we were friends before I asked her out on a date.
Nice. This is the Valentines/Vazentines special.
Yes, folks, I just call. We're friends, so we talk. And
nice, beautiful.
So like,
I'm just curious. Back then, were you both kind of into similar interests? Were you into nerdy things, art, or no?
Art, yes.
We were art.
But I didn't get into the nerdy thing until very recently.
Got it.
I've always been a closet nerd. Like no one knew I was a nerd, but I was definitely a nerd.
Can I ask about that, Tiffany? Is that because you did you feel like it was like a negative thing in people's eyes?
No, I think I just didn't really want to show who I was. And then the older you get, the more you realize you don't care anymore.
Love it. Beautiful freedom of age. I love it.
Yeah.
So is it like what's your nerd, Tiffany? Like what are you into? Like were you into figures, toys, or were you into like sci-fi? Like what was your thing?
No, I mean I've always been into like fantasy type of stuff. A little bit of everything. Sci-fi, but not when it's like too crazy of a sci-fi. Definitely not into horror.
Gotcha.
But I do love creatures and things like that, monsters, creatures. So I just didn't know that these types of toys even existed until, he started collecting and those types of toys. Before he was collecting Star Wars and it was Hasbro. And I love Star Wars, but I wasn't into the Hasbro toys.
Okay.
And then when he started collecting Mythic Legions, I really started getting excited, and that was it.
Okay.
I just fell off the deep end.
I want to hear a little bit more about that. What was it about the Hasbro toys that didn't interest you, even though you liked Star Wars? So, like, what was it about those that I don't mean to diss them or anything, but I'm just kind of curious. What was it about the Mythic Legions that sort of you found were enough to like pull you in versus those other ones? Why did the others not interest you?
It was the detail, the sculpting, the feel, especially the feel of it, and it felt like it was different. When you think toys, you think, well, because we're not young, so we think back in the days, the plastic, the things that don't move, and that's what I thought toys. And now when you see articulation and you see clothing and you see, you know, all these little sculpting and the details. It's very artistic. So, and we come from a very artistic background, so it's something to appreciate, you know. We love art in general.
I'm 100% with you, and so I find that like modern toys are this fun intersection for me of like all the nerdy stuff I grew up with. I did grow up with toys, both my brother and I. Both my brother and I are actually sort of like artistically inclined too, so we grew up with those things, cartoons, all that stuff. I love genre fiction, so anything that takes me to a different world that actually helps me come back to this world and understand it a little more. And then just like the level of like gorgeous like art in these, like as you say, the sculpt, the paint, even the engineering to me is like so clever sometimes, right? And especially with these the pop and swap, and so I'm very much an appreciator of the what I call the art of toys, or in the, you know, a lot of us call it. Okay, so that's helpful. Adrian, like as far as like your stuff, my understanding is well, what changed for you? When did you start, you know, because it sounded like you weren't always maybe collecting in your relationship. Did you just start relatively recently, and then did you just shift over to Legions? How new is that?
No, I was collecting. Actually, I really got into collecting like when Star Wars Force Awakens came out, and
nice.
And the Black Series were out in the stores and stuff like that. But I did collect a few action figures prior to that in the early 90s. I had a few Spawn figures. I had some other characters from like Image Comics, from McFarlane figures and stuff. I really liked those. I even had even going back further, I had Star Wars Kenners when I was a young kid, and I have a collection of those, and He-Man as well. But all my He-Man were given away, and they're from the 80s, you know, the 80s He-Man, and they're Masters of the Universe. And but I really got into, after Force Awakens, I got into collecting Star Wars Black Series, and then I was in the Facebook groups, and they were doing customs, and I got into customizing 2016.
So does that mean you were starting with Black Series or McFarlane? What were you customizing?
I had Poppy, and there's a lot of head sculpts that I was buying, and I was painting myself, and I was
on the Boba Fett thing. That's what really happened.
Yeah, I did I started buying Boba Fett bootlegs, and I painted all the Boba Fett bootlegs, over 40 Boba Fett.
Gotcha.
Into Kenner version style. The old 1979 version.
Yep.
And I painted them, and I was and I got I was on I sold all of them. I've been with I also like Robo. Robo has one of mine, and also
cool.
And also been on other shows on YouTube. Back in 2018, 2017? Yes, nice. Yes. So yeah, and I've been on internet. That got me into. That got me kind of like Insta famous for a little bit.
Sure.
And,
nice.
And yeah, so Hasbro started doing that San Diego Comic-Con Kenner version of the Black Series Boba Fett, and that's when I just completely just stopped. Like that's okay. Let them.
Oh, like once they did it officially, you're like, okay, cool. Fair enough.
Yeah, so
that's great.
Yeah, so maybe they got the idea when they saw my stuff.
Yeah, that's the rights of the right holder.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I was happy. I was actually excited that it was there. It existed. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. So ever since then, that's when I love customs. I love customizing, and Mythic Legions is big on customizing. So it was a very easy transition for me to
How did you
get into it.
find? How'd you find it? How'd you
Oh,
find Legion?
I already knew about Mythic Legions when they
Yep.
first started out, but I
Uh-huh.
try to avoid them as much as I can, and they keep coming around, and I avoided them. The only time when I got into it about 3 years ago, my wife bought me the Santa Claus,
Oh,
and
nice,
that was
nice.
it. When I got the Santa Claus and I had it in hand, like, oh my god! And then
Oh my God.
my wife went crazy and bought me a bunch of Mythic Legion figures.
Oh,
Oops, oops, oops,
Oh,
avalanche.
I just
Ah!
dropped. I just bumped into the thing. I just wave I talk with my hands and I start
No,
bumping
you're
into things.
good. So
Yeah,
Tiffany, it was you then, huh? You got him the figure obscura. I'm just curious, how much of
she
that
got
was
me figures.
I want this for him, but how much was it? I'm curious about this myself.
well, I had no idea what rabbit hole I was jumping into.
Okay, okay.
I thought, oh, I'm gonna buy him this because it looks really cool. And then when I saw it, that was it.
Yeah,
Was,
got it.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
yeah, that was it.
And so how like I'm just I want to get a sense of like how hard and how fast did you go down that rabbit hole? Did you start buying too, Tiffany, from like that,
Yeah,
or did you kind of
we did not stop buying. I mean,
Yep.
it got to the point where we had to say, what are we like? We gotta like slow down.
3
But
years.
it was 3 years nonstop. I mean, we bought everything, every Mythic Legion, every Cosmic Legion,
I think we have over 100.
at least. But that was only in a year, I think, right? In 1 year,
No, 2 years.
2 years?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
I
2
don't know.
years.
But yeah, it was.
Don't find out. It'll hurt. Don't find out.
Yeah, no, don't want to know.
When did you jump in? Did you right away? Did you jump into once you got those first couple of figures? Were you already taking paint to them and looking
No,
for?
it depends on the figure. You know, some figures we really appreciate for what they are, and some of them, you know, need just a little bit, and others you want to transform. You know, so it really depends. I mean, a lot of the Mythic Legions or any of them, especially like AWOC, it has the amazing skull, but you could just imagine that with some paint on it or whatever, you could bring out everything that's already there.
Yep.
And it's just making it more amazing.
Yep.
So
you're talking my language right now, and I was going to sort of save talking about your art backgrounds for later, but let's go ahead and talk about it now. I'm curious, what kind of are you from a 3D, like a sculpture background at all, or like what's your art? What's your guys' background? What's your thing?
I just started sculpting. I've never sculpted in my life. I've always wanted to. I originally was an oil painter.
Oh.
So I did oil painting since I was I was 12 when I started oil painting.
Nice.
Which was a long time ago. Maybe I shouldn't have said the age. A long time ago.
I'm approaching 50, approaching 49 in August. So whatever. It is what it is.
And then I've done some woodworking with furniture and things like that. So, you know, that's my type of art. Adrian's done almost everything because he's into every kind of art that there is. So whatever he can get his hands on.
We were talking earlier about like, you know, I was looking at sort of like your logo, and that I heard originally was a painting, but then you also did kind of either a lino cut or a wood cut version of it. So like printmaking stuff. Yeah. What's your art? I don't know.
Well, I started when it first started. I started drawing. Drawing was my first thing. I was drawing. I was still life. I was doing comic art. I was dabbling into the comic art, and in the early '90s. And mid '90s, I get into painting. Late '90s, I was in galleries. I was doing art shows, and
very cool.
So and I was doing live art in like in the nightclubs. I was doing live painting. So
I've had some experience in that too. That's cool.
So I was at a nightclub, and I was painting live.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that. What's the medium? Like aerosol?
Oh, acrylic. I like to work fast. Yeah, I like to work
panels
fast. A big 4x3 The biggest one is 3 foot by 9 foot long.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I've done hundreds of paintings. I've sold over 50 paintings, and I still have a lot of paintings in my house. So,
nice.
So when you do artwork, like when you do painting, when you do artwork on these things,
that's what fell.
that they're smaller, so it's a whole different feel. Yeah.
Yeah,
so,
for sure.
So you got to go small from big. So I'm actually learning to go small.
Yeah, that's great. That's awesome. I really appreciate that. And you totally see your background. Both of your background.
From painting to printmaking. So
beautiful.
I went from a friend of mine invited me over. He's a printmaker, and he does lino cuts, wood cuts, etching. And he's like really he has a whole studio in his basement, and I worked with him about 3 years, but he passed away, unfortunately. And but I do have some work that I did with him, so it's really
and
nice.
Then you did screen printing on t-shirts.
I do screen print, and this is one of the shirts that I did.
Very cool. I love that.
So
yeah, man, I love that.
This is actually
I'm a sucker for a good screen print, and good preparations, and that's fantastic. Love it.
Yeah, he did that the logo that you see in screen print. So it's in painting, and then wood cut, and then print, and then screen print on t-shirts. So it's been used a lot. That's why we used it for the logo, because it really defines, him. And really us, because
both of you. Yeah, there's 2 of them in there. No, for sure. You're in there. No, I think it's really great. And I love to hear about the art background. And again, like I said, and we'll talk a little bit more about your stuff, because you see it in your work, like the multimedia stuff, and just sort of like the bold experimentation. Like you're just like, oh, you have a vision and you're like, what am I going to do with this? Whatever, $60 figure, $30 figure, and just make it my own. So let's take a look at that. Before we do, let's go ahead and look at some newsy type stuff that has captured my attention, at least, in the conversation around the sort of toy world. But we can talk about it from an art visual perspective too, because man, this stuff is gorgeous. So let's go ahead and do that first. And hello to everybody who's jumped in. Thank you so much for joining us. Let's go. Oh, and I wanted to highlight a couple if you missed it while you all were talking. Gabriel, was great to find folks that share the same passion, and you guys are great and love the display.
Thank you very much.
I wasn't sure which one, if it was maybe this one. If you were talking about this one, I love it. I finally got 2 of these guys, finally got to open him yesterday morning.
Oh,
fantastic.
Wow. Yeah.
This is a cosmic, and this is,
I don't have that one.
I was a kid, and like some of my first toys were Adventure People, and I had this guy, the version that this is based on, an old toy. Fantastic. Came with a little ship.
We don't have that one. That one looks really cool. We don't have that one.
It's part of the last year's retailer appreciation wave. He is part of the what is it called? His name is Fisher Price.
Yeah, that's Fisher Price toy
based on Fisher Price. Yeah, and something Sun. What is it called? It is so his name's Fisher Rice, and he is a part of the Shadow Circle. That's what I was looking for. The Shadow Circle. So gorgeous figure, like wild paint apps, all the little details. Like we've seen, like if you're collecting Legions, as you know, like you're familiar with a lot of these parts, but then they just like highlight look at all that little detail that they pop out. So what you were saying, Tiffany, like there's so much that gets brought out. Anywho, I'm all about the art of toy. So and
I don't know how we missed this one, but now you got us in trouble. It's going to be another one on the list.
I know where you get it.
See, there you go.
I'm a fan of all sorts of toys. Shout out to this. This is a RZA figure, but Super 7 Ultimates.
Oh, Super 7. Okay.
Oh, that one's cool too. You guys stop showing us stuff. It's a problem.
Well, that's what we do here, intentionally or unintentionally. So, yeah, see, like, he knows what's up. And then, folks, Gabriel was also sort of caught by this idea. Yeah, man, it's fun. I've been able to do that twice in club setting, and doing live painting and stuff is really cool. What's going on, Brian? Okay. Let's start then. Let's talk about some nerdy stuff that have popped up. Let's talk about what we have seen, what's been seen. Let me go and share the screen and go over here. Folks have been talking a lot about Spider-Man lately. Spider-Man has been in the news, but a different one, not necessarily this one. So this thing, whew, okay. So right now there's in the toy community, there's a figure that popped up, and people are all up in arms about the pricing and sort of what Hasbro's doing with it. I'm going to put that aside because, well, no, I won't put it aside. It's a $50 Marvel Legends figure called their sort of like Maximum series, where they're saying like this is going to be the maximum version, the like penultimate version of their characters. They're going to presumably do it with their key characters like Spider-Man, Hulk, Captain America, and so on. They were kind of cagey about the price. And then last week, they finally said what the price was on social media first, and then they did the pre-order on Wednesday. And so it's $50. Their figure is $50. So that aside, not less about that. What I wanted to share here is this, I think, gorgeous, highly posable. It's what you were saying. You were mentioning the clothes and the soft goods. It's multimedia. There's magnet on the feet, so you can throw Spidey and have him like stand on your fridge or whatever it is. I love this thing, and I'm kind of in the market for a really good Spidey. And given, I will tell you that Maximum Spider-Man $50 price tag pushed me over the edge on this one. And it's definitely pricey. It's an $80 figure, all said and done. But when I'm thinking that Hasbro's charging $50 for the Maximum, I'm like, okay, well, and it's stupid collector math. It's irresponsible.
I understand why they're upset, because they're used to paying $34 or $24 for Marvel Legends. So the big increase kind of like shocked everybody.
Which one did you order though? Is this the
I ordered the Maximum series. I did order the Maximum.
He ordered the Hasbro one, not this one.
Oh.
No, not that one.
So if it makes you feel any better, he's saving you $30 by not getting this one, and
actually, and I only have.
We'll see after. I only have what happens.
I have a CT Spider-Man. I just got it a few weeks ago.
Oh, you did?
Okay.
Yeah, it's the bootleg Spider-Man. Yeah.
How does that feel? How are you feeling about that one?
I like it. It's missing some line work, but that's something I could take care of.
I haven't seen this.
Yeah. No, you already know. I showed it to you.
Not the Spider-Man.
Okay. Does this happen a lot? You're like, where's this toy? I haven't seen this toy.
Sometimes he hides things from me because he wants to, I'm
not getting into it. I'm not getting into Marvel Legends collecting. I think everyone needs at least a Spider-Man in their collection.
Yeah.
I do little crossover stuff. I do crossover photography. I'm actually in charge of a group, Toy Fans is called, and we do what if crossover. So we do a lot of crossover collaborations.
Love that.
Yeah.
That's how my world works. Like I said, I've got Fisher Rice and RZA going to do Bobby Digital doing their thing. But okay, so you got the Maximum Spider-Man. You were good with the $50 price? Like what was your thinking in it since we're there? Just kind of curious.
I'm thinking, you know what? They held back on all the Spider-Mans they've been offering. Everyone has been buying. So I see a lot of people have multiple Spider-Mans in their collection. Some even have like 7 or 8 Spider-Mans of the same color.
Yeah.
I don't have any. I sold all mine that I had. And so it's like, if I'm gonna buy, if they're saying the maximum Spider-Man, then it's got to be the maximum Spider-Man. And I would be very disappointed if it's not. I'm sure it's not perfect. There'll be some flaws, but if it has everything, which they were missing a flight stand in the package. It would have been nice if they had a flight stand, but
yeah,
it would have been cool. That would have been really, I think that would be pretty close to the $50 range. But yeah,
I think it's ultimately everybody has to make the decision as to what makes sense for them. So, and I don't know. I was on Adam's channel, Highly Articulated, and they were talking about it. And I have kind of like thoughts. My brain is like Spidey's with those Spidey sense tingling.
Yeah.
Just in terms of like what's happening with retail toys, what Hasbro seems to be doing recently, even what Mattel are doing, and anyway,
it's gonna be very hard to sell other figures at that price point.
Yeah,
I think because Spider-Man is the ultimate of Marvel, I think. But there's a lot of B-side type of figures that superheroes that are not going to sell as well. So it might affect them, but they would have to like load it up a lot in order to get that price what they want for it.
Well, I'm definitely in the market for a good Spider-Man. I have 0. So, this one, I think now is the time I'm gonna go after this guy, and he's definitely, he's very it's I guess a niche, a little bit premium figure for sure. It comes with Spidey sense, right? The Spidey sense is tingly. This is not Spider-Man, I should say. This is Ultimate Net-Man. He's got the different hands. He's got the magnets on the feet and on the hands, which is trippy to me. I want to see how the hands work. It comes with web effects. And then if you're into the black suit Spider-Man, there's this option. If they were cheaper, I would get both, but I'm leaning towards the classic. He'll be the only Spider-Man in my collection. It's probably a little bit of a risk in terms of like the clothing. Don't know what the material is and how it'll last, but it looks good. I'd like to see the thin, slender thing. Like in my head, he's still a young kid. He's, got bit by radioactive spiders, doing his thing. So I'm excited. And I want to do exactly what you're describing, man. Crossovers.
That's all I'm going to have is just one Spider-Man, and that's it.
Yeah, I don't like the head thing. I mean, I like the magnetic stuff, but the head thing, I don't get.
Yeah, it's like that's the visual representation of his thing, and I was like, that's how he's in the comics. I'm like, that's cool. But I think it's kind of an interesting solution. It's kind of going under I think it goes between the head and the neck, so there's like a ring underneath, and but then of course, in addition, you all saw the videos. So those of you who have been asking, I love that he just totally crushed it. This is a DB Toys Spider-Man that is available at places like VC Toys Box that I just showed earlier. Thanos has dropped the links for the live folks. You can see the posability with that suit. So I'm really curious how that suit will hold up with that kind of,
that's really
posing
cool with the rope and
Look at that. Look, that's like straight out of the comics. These poses, super dynamic looking. And then you can kind of see him in the background there. There's that big Medi Toys Panda. So I can see that he'll scale well because he's still a kid. He's young, he's smaller. So I think this is going to work really well. And you've got the Mezco there. Love it. Look at the attitude that's coming with the, the angles and the gesture, like a quick gesture drawing. So anyways, that's what that is. It's not cheap, but again, I'm like, oh, folks are spending $50 on the maximum. That's not thrown on you. But for me, That said, like here's Adam who was talking about earlier. This Spider-Man is probably worth the $80. This one definitely looks very ultimate style, and the faux leather tends to deteriorate over time. It does. I don't know what the leather is. That said, I am, as folks mentioned, 49. I've been very conscious of time lately. I'm good. If it deteriorates, it deteriorates. But think of the joy that I will experience for the next, I don't know, 10 years or so. That's where I'm at. So Endless, hope you got the info. I agree with you, Brian. It's fantastic. And yes, it fits your brand. They're highly posable, 100%. Suit is, I guess it's a little creepy. You know, if you really think about sorry, you guys are, I'll hide the guests. If you think about superhero costumes in general, yeah, they're a little bit on the creepy side. But so anyway, I think it's dope. Let's go ahead and here, Larry's saying I still don't have any Spider-Man figs in my collection. I just can't commit to one. And I hear this a lot, and they're great figures. The Mythic stuff. Mythic's currently reigns supreme for amazing, pun intended, I love it, Spider-Man figures. They're spectacular even for him. But Marvel Legends first appearance, Renew Your Vows, and Secret Wars are also phenomenal Spidey figs. Yeah. And there's a lot of great options. So magnets, hell yes. Okay, moving on. Spider-Man's dope. You out of here. Come on, look at that. Let's talk about these guys. I shared these with you briefly, and you're like, "Oh, what are these?"
Cool.
I know you all are not shy about getting big figures. I mentioned to you, I love your custom troll. I love what you did with that. These are about that height. They're not as girthy, but these are pretty big. These are wide figs. I don't have exact measurements on them. This is Medi Toys, who has been just killing it with unlicensed World of Warcraft figures. And so
really cool.
Totally acknowledge the whole unlicensed part. But I don't know what to tell you. Like, that's a whole other conversation. That said,
he's into the double head thing. I don't like double heads, but I
was gonna say you just got Too Bad, right? From Masterverse.
Yeah,
yes.
that's all this guy right here.
I like double-headed creatures. Those are cool. Yep. That's my thing. That's my language right there. I like that.
I like the
gorgeous, right?
They had
yes. I also got a custom a double-headed skeleton Mythic Legion that I did custom. Yeah, I love that thing.
Does that fit on like a normal skeleton body, but it has like a neck with two heads?
Yeah, it has a neck with two heads and a torso.
Sweet.
And a torso.
Did you sell it?
No, it's behind you.
Oh, I asked him to sell it. I thought he was going to sell it.
I had it at the toy show for sale, but nobody bought it, so it's mine.
Anybody want a double
head?
You
made the attempt, Tiffany. You made the attempt.
I made the attempt once.
So I love these though, like the personality that's coming out, right? We were just looking at that Spider-Man, the poses and everything. Here it's like both posing and the faces, right? Really kind of selling the emotion.
Yeah.
Well, the figure itself, without looking at the two head thing, is amazing.
Mm-hmm. I like the style. This is the kind of styles that we like. You know, the highly detailed, the weathering.
I like the touch.
The touches and the paint apps and all that. The highlights. Yeah. The faces expressions are awesome.
Yeah, I love the tongue. Yeah, I like stuff that has a little bit of like personality with like a little humor,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Which is very on brand for the animations in this. I've sort of seen some of the ogres from World of Warcraft. It's really cool. And you see it, like, it's so much personality in these sculpts, a little bit on the animated side with like almost like realistic looking paint jobs and all the little details of veins and stuff. I love it. Love all these details of like these markings, the body tattoos, and
that's cool.
My challenge is like exercising some level of restraint and trying to decide which one. Because I find myself doing stupid things like getting 2 Zezere Minotaurs. But Anyway, just wanted to share this. So this is Medi Toys doing the dope ogres.
I
They
love
are
the
also
belt.
what's that?
Oh, I'm sorry. I love the
No,
belt.
no.
The belt is really
Gorgeous,
amazing.
right?
Yeah, really gorgeous.
It's the buckle, like, or whatever you would call it on this, but also this stuff, right? Look, they got the little head, all these little charm things going on.
The detail. Yeah.
So I'm really curious to see these. They were also the ones, if you caught in that Spider-Man behind him, there was that little panda looking Kung Fu Panda guy. It's also from the same game. They're also doing more of those pandas. If you're familiar with the game, those pandas, the Pandarin, also sometimes wear armor. Very, Chinese influence, right? So they have the sort of like Kung Fu with a thatch hat and stuff for that one, but then this one, now we're getting the full-on soldier armor in different colorways.
Panda.
So
Oh, I love the
Yeah.
armor and everything. Yeah, the detail too.
Yeah.
So as customizers, do you go, I don't need to that, like, if you were to get something like this, would you be like, no, it's beautiful, or does your brain start thinking about ways to
I mean, in this
do more?
one in particular, my brain does kind of go somewhere, of as far as customizing, but it would be very minimal.
Yeah.
Oh, like highlighting certain things or like coloring in certain things?
Yeah, just because the panda, I would probably make it a little more realistic, but still have a hint of, cartoon to it. That's where my mind goes, especially in the face. I love the armor, but if they had a little bit of low lighting and highlighting, it would just make it pop.
Love it. Yep.
Yeah.
I hear you. When you're painting, this is the thing I've always wondered, because I haven't started painting figures. I've done some 3D stuff in the past. Like I did a money doll for an auction years ago, decades ago now. And then at Legion's Con, they gave us a bus and I painted that real quick. But you mentioned highlights, lowlights. So you're talking about like whether shadows or highlights. I've always been curious. Are you like, how much do you paint those things in versus like it's an object, so the light is shining on all the sculptural details and doing some of that naturally? How do you find that balance? You know what I mean?
I mean, I paint differently than he does, but I start with dark because I want to hit the shadows first, and I use the light, real light, and that's what I'm using to see where the light is bouncing off of the figure. And I'll hit the shadows underneath first. Like in this figure, it would be in between all the armor, like underneath the eyes of the dragon on his shoulders, in between each scale. I would do underneath in the darkness. And then on top of that, I would do a medium color just to kind of bring out each piece. So if you're looking at the shoulder, then I would go to the scales. First do the dark under the scales, and then on top of the scale, I would do a medium color in between that little, like, bevel. And then the very top of the bevel, I would do like a little hint of a light, just like a little brush stroke of maybe like a white or something like that.
Yeah.
And that just kind of brings out the light that's already there. So, yeah, just doing it in steps, with acrylic, because it dries so fast, you have to go from dark to light.
Right.
So and then you can go back and hit it with something if it needs something else. But
I love that. And I mentioned in messaging with you guys this past week that I'm definitely, once I start painting this year, that's my goal, is to do some, probably mostly in the summer when I'm working less. I will be hitting you up and picking your brain for this exact kind of conversation. I love it.
Yeah. I think, I mean, anybody trying it, everybody's different. Artists are all different type of artists. And Adrian and I are completely different artists. We have We're the complete opposite ends of the scale. He's very fat, and I'm always trying to slow him down, and very slow, and he's always trying to pick me up. So, yeah. So, and I'm more detailed, and he's more, rough about, doing. What do you call it when you do the?
I'm big on weathering and stuff.
Weathering.
I'm big on weathering.
And I could see this thing getting weathered up.
McFarlane had a spawn that was on for Kickstarter spawn.
Yep.
And I didn't buy it. I did find the spawn medieval knight. I did find him at the store, and I had
That's
picked
the
him
one
up.
that you had earlier. Yeah, you had in your hand earlier.
The one that fell. And
I was going to say that flew down with RoboCop. RoboCop 3 flew down with a jetpack.
He's holding on to.
So I just might as well did mine. I did my version.
Oh, they because it's weathering. Is that why you've lost focus? Okay, it's weathering he's talking about. Yeah.
I did some weathering.
It's okay. It's all good. That's how our brains work. There's so much to talk about. But no, it's cool. That thing is amazing. Okay, as far as this goes, I don't think I'll be able to resist this one. And here's like
it's pretty
Thanos,
amazing.
who is like a hardcore Warcraft guy grabbing all of this stuff. He's saying that he thinks he might actually pass. And so I probably will get this one. I was going to say, if you get the blue one, I'll get the gold one and we can compare. But but look at that. I love the way this thing is painted right here.
It's really cool. Yeah.
I'm a fan of Furay toys. And they have a very similar style where they would go well together.
Perfect. Because that's what's up next. This past weekend in Japan, in Chiba, was the WonderFest winter show. So 2025 WonderFest and Furay Planet Maestro Union shared Furay Planet display there. And some of these things we've seen, but we got some real good looks. So this is a new tiger. Sorry. Clearly the hair is like straight up there. Some of that, Eddie Vedder action, maybe. Beautiful soft goods sort of cape scarf thing, and very different armor way compared to the last one, which was again more of a, I don't know, traveler nomad kind of vibe. So this is cool, and we've seen that a little bit, and I'm with you, Tiffany. These would go perfect with that Panda. This was their Oni figure that has been like long awaited. I know it's been pre-ordered for a while now, and it looks like there's some progress and hopefully coming soon. I'm intrigued by the pant, the sort of soft good furry pant.
Yeah, that's amazing.
I love the mixed media stuff, like for hard goods and soft goods and how that all kind of works. It's interesting to me to think like you've got soft goods fur, but then you've got a plastic sculpted rope, and it just looks great together. So anyway, all this stuff looks really great. I don't believe that's part of Furay Planet. I think that's sort of its own separate thing. And then this was the newer Furay Planet figure that we've seen teased in art, and we've seen in its form with the alternate head that I'll show. I don't think it's here, but interesting looking, thin bodied. I don't know if it's meant to be kind of a demon character. I love this sort of detailing here with the kind of folded, I don't know if it's paper or fabric, but look. Wow. But they do amazing stuff.
It's completely unique. And the detail is just mind-blowing on it.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, just absolutely mind-blowing. And the hair, even the movement of the hair and the sword, it's just amazing.
Yep. Totally.
I'm really into this. We're going to have to get this.
Sorry, not sorry.
Two Furay Planet figures.
Yeah, the rabbit.
Which
I have the rabbit.
You like the rabbit?
I'm obsessed.
Oh, of course, you're a rabbit person. That's right.
Oh, I love rabbit.
And I have the tiger.
Yeah, and he's got
Yeah.
Yep.
yeah.
That's awesome. So you like the rabbit, and I haven't seen how it moves and everything. Is it pretty cool?
Want me to get it? I'll get it. Yeah, I'll go get it. Yeah.
I've seen it, but sure.
Oh,
Sure.
yeah? Okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
No, it moves really well. It's very well articulated, which I was surprised because the sculpting is so good. I wasn't expecting it to be that well articulated, where even the feet move and the ankles move. I mean, it's just mind blowing to me. I really think that's my favorite figure.
Really? That's great.
Yeah, from last year.
It's
I mean,
gorgeous.
I love everything, but that one's just mind blowing.
Again, speaking of the art of it, you see all the like the sculpted details and everything are in there, and the painting. And I personally wasn't. Well, it doesn't matter. I think it's great. Yeah, I think it's fantastic. And I'm just looking at some of the comments. Sorry, I'm not reading them out, but Blake saw something that he liked. Wesley wanted to say hello to you all. When Rick paints, it sounds like he also starts with the darks. So yeah, Larry's wanting that tiger. That new tiger, it looks really great. I love it. Who'd have thought?
We have to get that.
The one in the pre-order, that one that's there with the hair, that's
phenomenal. We're gonna buy that.
Look at that. Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Yeah.
I'm with Highly Posable. Furay Planet is absolutely making some amazing stuff. They lean into their sculpt. It's so. And yeah, folks would love to see some Diablo figures too. That Oni in particular feels very Diablo. I don't know that yet.
Oh, that's phenomenal too. Yeah.
So many good toys, so many good toy makers, which just sort of factors into like this whole changing landscape of toy collecting that we started talking about, that Maximum Spider-Man earlier from Hasbro. And I sort of see Hasbro like seeing what's happening right now from indie toy makers, from import toys, and trying to figure out how to respond. And that's how I interpreted what they were doing with that Maximum Spidey, like folks have pointed out, Mayfex, etc. So good luck to them. We'll see how it works out. I am kind of curious to see what happens when they deliver, and I hope folks are happy with them, because they definitely, when I saw those revealed, I was like, that's cool. I love the idea of them trying to lean into making like these higher end figures. We'll see how they play out. But when you've got like total newcomers like Maestro Union being like, check this out, it's getting harder and harder for toy collectors to kind of decide, right? Like, where am I going to spend my money? And then also like the bars raised, like 4 Horsemen figures, as you said, compared to maybe what you were seeing in Hasbro, Tiffany. It's sort of like you're seeing different levels. And I'm not speaking across the board, but for you, it sounded like, oh, my standards of what I want are leaning more on these Legions figures. And I think that's happening a lot in the toy collector space.
It's also not knocking any other company, because they're usually at a lower price point, so it makes sense. You can't expect so much from spending so little. So if you're spending more, you expect more. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that.
Totally. There isn't, and I think there's space for it. It's interesting to me that they would have, just watching them try for that, it signals to me that they're probably feeling it, right? They're probably feeling
which is good for us.
Yeah.
Ultimately it is. Yeah.
Well, not good for our pocketbooks, but good for our
tread carefully. That's why you just sit here, watch every Sunday, 3:45. Don't buy anything, just enjoy, window shop, and move on. Last year, there was a Kickstarter that I really wanted to support because I really believed in what they were doing, and that was Brutal Realm. They shared this week, kind of their Killian the Red, heavily inspired character from, the Celts and the Picts, kind of like that culture, bringing it into barbarian fantasy, right? And I saw this, I was like, wow, I really I responded to the body paint and everything. Clearly they're they're pulling from that stuff. I don't know if folks are familiar with what the Celts and the Picts did, Picts, but generally, like, it's, you know, this is the fantastic version, the big, bold kind of like swirls and everything. And I'm really happy that this was one of the figures that I went in on for the Kickstarter. Are you all familiar with these at all? And how do you respond to this character? I'm curious.
Oh, they're great. I actually, you know, I'm a big Motu fan, and they bring that inspiration with more articulation. And I did see the other stuff in their Kickstarter. And then the Native American Indian one it's one that I really like a lot.
Oh, because they're
Mato.
Yeah, Mato. Yeah. So
this guy, I love the hair.
Yeah, he's cool. Yeah. Yeah, I like his articulation for being a big, bulky, but you know, like that kind of figure, the body style. It articulates very well. They did a fantastic job.
I agree. I'm really looking forward to these figures, and it's great to really. They've been spending a lot of time dialing in the body, which is smart because of exactly what you just said. Like, this is a massive He-Man, Conan style beefy figure, and they wanted to do that, but still have it be highly posable. You know, do the two-handed thing, dynamic looking, and I think they're doing a fantastic job. Those guys will actually be the guests next week, next Sunday. I'm going to sit down with those two here on the channel, Realm Toys, and we'll take a look. So I was just really excited.
We'll be watching.
I really love the face paint on this thing. I agree with you on the hair.
Yeah, it's unique.
Looking so good.
It's cool that they're doing a diversity of figures, a diversity of characters and stuff. It's really awesome.
Yeah. When I first saw their Ogun figure concept art, I was like, dude, these they're going for it. They're doing some research and bringing that into fantasy, right? It's not just straight up like history, 100% faithful recreation, but they're taking inspiration from real world things, just like the horsemen do all the time, just like those pandas do all the time. And I'm here for it. So yeah, come hang out with us next week, folks. 3:45. You know the time. If you're here right now, you know when it is. But that's next week. Let's keep going. You guys, Tiffany, you did a fantastic troll edit to your Arctic troll. Right? And we'll take a look at that. No, not that one. But I when I saw your work, I love it, and there's so much potential in those figures. I'm a fan of Mythic Legion's trolls, so I love to see that studios like Dust Till Dawn are still, you know, and Jason Rodriguez are still like making sure that we get alternate heads. Like we keep playing and messing with these. So I love what you did. What do you think of this as sort of like a custom piece? It's meant to be like a turtle.
Oh, that's really, really cool. I haven't seen that one before. And that's a 3D print, obviously, right?
Yep.
Yeah, there's a lot of detail in there, and the teeth. Wow. That's impressive.
And I know you're a creature person, so
yeah,
she likes this. I could tell.
Yeah.
And the thing is that she loves the details, but it's important to have the proper size, the head size. You know, there's sometimes some that come out. The head's a little bit too small for the body.
No, this one is very well done. It's perfect. Everything fits perfect to the shoulder.
Yeah, I like this one. Yeah.
I mean, the scaling is the scales alone are absolutely amazing on it. I mean, look at how tiny, tiny, tiny little detail. So if you put paint to that, can you imagine the pop? It's amazing.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, it's you're gonna see all of that. You get some darks in between cracks and do everything that you were mentioning earlier with like the highlights, and it's gonna be fantastic.
Yeah, and then
anyway,
I really love the horn, the horn that he put on. Yeah.
Who's making this head sculpt?
So the sculpt is by Jason Rodriguez, and it's being put together and sold through Dust Till Dawn. And I want to highlight it because Josh I mean, there's so many good things there. There's a dope Chinese dragon stuff. Here you go. Josh brought up the skull, and I wanted to go ahead and show that as well. Where is this tab? This tab is here. So look at this. Anyways. But check this out. This is the head and skull set. You know, it's a Taka from, you know, Ninja Turtles, or just a nasty snapping turtle with a look at that.
That's awesome. Really cool. I love the fact that it's got the back piece too.
That's really
phenomenal.
I like it.
The head and shell for $35, folks. Let me go and drop
this. Not bad at all.
Not bad at all. Yeah.
I mean, because you're talking about the size is always more money, so that's a good one.
Yep.
We have an extra troll, you know, you never know.
I have 2 trolls.
Yeah, we have an extra one we haven't touched yet.
Which ones do you have? You have an Arctic that you painted, and then do you have other Arctics, or?
We have one more, and then we have what do we have? What is that one? The orange one.
The orange one. I forgot that.
Brutus.
Yeah.
We have 2 of those.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
nice.
So we have the 2 Brutus and the 2 ice.
2 ice. So one of these.
Some options
for both of us. Yeah. I like this. I like this. This turtle is really cool.
Shout out to Josh for bringing that up. Thank you, Josh.
Yeah.
And his printer isn't big enough to print it.
Oh, yeah, I'm a big fan of Jason Rodriguez. He's an amazing sculptor.
Yeah.
He does. I have a lot of stuff that he has sculpted.
And again, you don't have to. And this is sorry.
We love this.
I just caught something. This is meant to be ogre scale, so I want to see how that all works. But we saw it on a troll, so.
Oh well, it fit on the troll.
Yeah, they probably sell them in different scales, is what's going on. So definitely worth looking into. Man, so much good stuff. But what I was gonna say is go check this stuff out. It's a great way to look at different artists. You're mentioning Jason's stuff. You click on Jason and you can see all the other of course. But look them up. Good stuff.
Yeah, we actually have Adrian did a lot of Aztecs from him. Like he did the 3D prints of the Aztecs, which I love those that he did.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, I've been sitting on some of those pieces for like 4 years that I haven't painted, so that's why I've got a backlog.
You gotta get the paint.
Yeah, the Aztec stuff, and it's sick. Okay, let's move on. Oh, there's this, and then there's this. Speaking of Josh Brown giving us the tips to other people's stuff, because that's how cool he is. He showed this last week and was like, "Hey, if you're into Marvel Legends, check out these heads." So he did a Legends drop over on his shop, which we'll look at in a second, but it's joshbrowncustoms.com. But these are all the Marvel Legends, the other ML heads. So you've got like old man, grizzled, bearded Cable, Brooklyn Cable. You've got, shaven Cable.
That's really cool.
That is really cool.
I like that. I like this sculpt. This is really nice.
That's a lot of detail.
I saw it earlier today. I was actually in his website. I was looking around.
I'm looking at the undercuts here too. I'm really curious how that all kind of works out. That's really cool. Gambit head.
I like it.
Is this meant to be crossbones? I'm not sure.
No, it's Punisher, yeah. It's a Punisher it's a hooded Punisher. I had never seen it before like that before, so it's really cool.
Oh, there you go. Broken nose.
Super dynamic, like clearly stylized stuff, but I love it. I love the art direction. The sculpt is by Hayden. The Punisher and Cable are by Hayden 3D, and the Gambit is by Varelian Customs. All available over at Josh Brown Customs. If you get his stuff, man, he's definitely a like true artisan. I think when it comes to the printing, really like works on his stuff, gets real thoughtful and concerned about like making sure that he's doing a good job, and I love it.
It's really nice.
Yeah. So if you're a Marvel Legends person, you want to do some painting, get a dope cable. Check this out. I'm really partial to this one.
You could create your own, with even with the GI Joe figures. You could pop and swap with GI Joe figures.
Yeah,
I
KJ's
could see
pushing me to
that.
give stuff away too. But yes, you're
I
right.
could see that. Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah.
Yeah, I was wondering about this Gambit head, Josh, because is it that undercut piece right there? Anyway, I'm curious. Really cool though, man. You're doing good stuff. You're doing great stuff. So check out joshbrowncustoms.com, but also he's doing ToyTuber stuff. And so he's got stuff from Wade Unparalleled Universe and Robo, from Robo Don't Know, and I just like little things that work with different figures. So you've got the Odious Dino hands for the Odious figure, which is awesome. You've got Legions compatible heads for Robo, different, these different ones, whether it's this one that continues to remind me of dude from the Muppets.
You're so right. I don't remember his name, but you're so right.
Yeah. It's oh gosh, it begins with a B, but anyways, yes, the sax player, and then the skull with hat is great. I love it. And then the logo for the Tusk armor, cool stuff. And I think it's just fun to kind of work in that stuff with the community, folks in the community. That said, even if you just have this as a cool character, Robo aside, that thing is so cool with those eyes and the weird like tech beard. So I like what they're doing with this stuff.
It makes me smile. I like it.
Can you ask Josh, does he still have the drop test on all his head sculpts?
He does. So they're on his Instagram. Let me make sure I'll bring that up. But as far as the drop test, you can actually see video of that. And that's what I'm referring to, because, that plus the figuring out how to print things well, and like being concerned about, making sure that he's curing things properly. Here.
That's awesome.
Really thoughtful about, look at that. The flexibility.
Yeah, that's amazing with that.
That's what we're supposed to buy.
Yes, we have so much loaded right now with head sculpts and
but these are different because.
But we are definitely going to get a bunch of these. Not just particularly just one of those. I'm going to buy a whole bunch of different ones.
Way to push that. That craft. I mean, it's really just stepping up the craft. I've
broken so many head sculpts just by dropping them.
Yeah, stuff is.
It breaks my heart, just like pieces of it falling off or shattering.
Yeah,
this is a big deal, because a lot of people are very talented with sculpting, obviously, and 3D printing is amazing, but it easily breaks, and this is like, this is amazing.
Yeah. Like I said, he's he's a crafts person and is really looking at the best way to do these things, and he's not shy. Like, he'll share the recipe, right? Just like, I love it. I respect it and appreciate it. And folks, let's support this kind of stuff by shopping. Hey, it's RG. I was gonna ask you, y'all are in the Illinois area, right? You familiar with this dude? Wait. Oh no, I'm blanking. He's in PA. My bad.
Yeah. Hi, G. What's up, man?
What's up, Art? Good to see you, man. Thank you for stopping in.
He's awesome. That guy's really a good guy. I've been watching his videos also. He's awesome.
We watch a lot of videos.
It's so cool. No, it's fantastic to hang out with him, and he's just talking, looking at like, he does his hunting, and he's like, go online and kind of talk to the news, and then open up figures, and he's opened up stuff that I'm not familiar with, so I love to watch it. And great dude. Got to meet him at Legions Con. Yet another reason y'all should. I know it's hard, so I know I'm not going to make it, make it seem like it's easy. But if you ever get the chance, lots of cool people. Anyway, on this stuff, the ToyTuber stuff, Josh was saying more ToyTubers coming real soon. Some you may not expect. Love it.
Awesome.
So that's dope.
I really like the skeleton that has 3 over. Yeah, because of the eyes bulging. I don't know. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
The Robo Android.
Totally.
Yeah, I love this one. It's just that's good. That's really funny.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Imagine that with like a space pirate too. Anyway, I love it. And I'm so glad we're in this era where folks are, doing customs, and folks like Josh are like making that stuff accessible and trying to make it last long, all that stuff. But let's move on to customizers, other customizers. This is a customizer that I feature all the time. I was like, hey man, you ever want to come on? And he's not super into the coming on and doing that kind of thing. So I will just continue to share his stuff because I love it. Skelasauria, I've shared some of the stuff before, but this thing, he got me to buy like a figure. So this is based on taking again, another person who likes to share his recipes. This is a Witcher figure by McFarlane, that body, that weird creature. Yeah. And the paint jobs. So this was not that color. It's like a grayish thing. It's exactly what you're talking about, Tiffany, really starting in with those darks to bring out some of that texture and then kind of going back over. And I'll show you what the figure is because right now, folks, there is, if you want to, this is from the Necronominus Wave Terpiculi. If you want to make a funky creature, you can use this as a inspiration. You could also use it for the, oh my gosh, what's the web store homage figure from All Stars back in the day? Kados.
What I love about my eye just keeps going to it. What I love about it is not only does it have the bone and the texture of the bone and the color of the bone, but these little tiny details that almost remind me of like coral.
Yes. The pitting.
My eye just keeps going there over and over again because it makes it more interesting, and it makes it almost like the bones have been there for a long time. That it's thousands
weathered by sand and the minerals getting sucked out of it. I mean, and then you put it together with like a horseman sculpt and paint, and it's just like, you have to do that because it's all there. All that detail is already in the original figure, and then you have it. And to their credit, the McFarlane, who the horseman used to work for or work with, and for. Anyway, it's all here, right? All that details in there too. It just wasn't coming out. It wasn't coming out. You couldn't see it. And to give you a sense, this is what I did. It's on sale right now for $25.19 over at
that's really cool.
BBTS.
Wow.
That is really cool. Definitely needed. Wow.
Yeah, but it's cool. It like the figure alone for what McFarlane's doing and their price points and everything. I think it's really well done as far as the paint and everything, and the sculpt. Obviously, it's there. It was really neat to see what Skella ended up doing with it. But
the transformation is amazing. What he came up with. It's really cool.
Yeah, this thing is fantastic.
Something else.
And the head does not work, that's for sure.
That little head. Little head, the original head on that.
Head works.
This one?
Yeah.
That's
yeah, it's from the Netflix show. That's their interpretation of it. And it really wasn't, I wasn't sold on it either. But this thing is
that's where it's at. Yeah.
So shout out. I can't wait till I get my Terpiculi. I've got 2 coming in. But in addition, aside from that, this is one that I've been looking at for a while and just haven't been able to fit it on the show. He's had it up for for a week now, it looks like. But this is a head done by Blackbeard Tatch.
Wow.
And it's meant to be a Krampus, but he put it on that Red Death body. He's got those wings going on there. And I think it's really cool. It creates such a cool looking character.
It's amazing.
Yeah, the head's from the Krampus, I see. Yeah. And then this one is from the new, is that from the new wave or of the Mythic or no?
No, that's a
It's
red
a figure obscura.
figure obscura. I have that figure.
No, I meant the wing part.
Oh, the wing.
I'm not sure if this is his Necronominus thing. It doesn't say where the wings come from, but that's a good question. I don't know. I'm not.
It looks like that.
They look like the Necronominus. Yeah, they look like they're the Necronominus ones. But
look at those teeth, though. I went. Yeah, there you go.
And the texture. Do you see? Notice the shine and the gloss on.
I love it.
Yeah,
he's killing it.
Oh,
he's killing it. Awesome.
His paints are fantastic. Every time I look at his paints.
Really
wait, there's more.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Such a beautiful, like very thoughtful paint applications. You see like all that detail that gets brought out and the sort of like that hint of pinkishness in there. And then again, the wet gloss is just
Oh, but the eyes, that's what really gets you.
You're right.
Yeah, that
is amazing.
That brought that.
Look at those teeth and those eyes. Oh, wow.
Doesn't it? It looks like a person in makeup. Like, you know, you look.
Yeah, it doesn't. Wow. Yeah. That's phenomenal. I mean,
he's awesome. He is killing it. You can kind of see it on the one of the armory figures.
And just a little tiny bit of like the little pink detail inside the ear and the you know, all these little tiny details that I see, it just makes the figure more realistic.
Yep.
And it's just phenomenal.
Agreed. Yep. We are speaking the same language. What's that?
I said phenomenal. Phenomenon.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, Josh said it. Like Skeletor is a master. 100%. Every time you see their stuff, it's just it's fantastic. And then some of it's not even painting. He's just like popping and swapping, and I appreciate this. Taking that Tusk character. I'm forgetting his not Tusk. Whatever. I forget what his name is. I have him.
We're so bad with names. I'm sorry. We can't help.
It's hard. Sorry, Trevor. He has a hard time with the names too. He knows what's up. But like mixing in those undead builders in with that, like you've got yourself some, space zombie looking guys. Not to be confused with Space Zombies from Mars, March 1st, 2 weeks from now on the news. But anyway, look at that. Just cool stuff. But you know who else is cool? These folks. Let's talk more now about your folks, because that's what's up. Let's focus more on what you've got going. We heard from the beginning, you're both clearly got art backgrounds. When we've been talking about this, like I can, just hearing you talk about them, the way you appreciate them, clearly there's like that art background in there. But a lot of that also comes from the fact that you yourselves are making this stuff. I'm looking at one of a couple Instagrams that we're going to look at, but first this is the custom stuff. Yeah, I love it. You need that magnifying, man. Need that magnifying. So let's just go through some of this stuff that like has stood out to me that you've already published, but like some of it is like amazing custom. Some of it is just like, oh, I got those toys too. So first off, this head, which I have seen a lot of people work on, but it's so neat to see different painters take it on. Does this stuff have both of your work, or is this
just
one
mine
of yours?
Oh, the Vaz pick, that's all him, right? Oh
no. I put some of her stuff in there too. Yeah.
I don't have Instagram, so I don't really.
See I post her stuff as well on that page. Okay. Everything that's custom is in that page.
Is this the custom one or the regular one? No, this is the regular one.
This is
this is a custom.
Yeah, this is a custom, but it's on both pages because we're doing I did a collaboration.
Photo and
yeah.
So this is a McFarlane body, and that's a McFarlane head as well, right? Just painted.
Yeah, that is
dealer.
Yeah, it's artist proof.
Is that this one?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
I grabbed a couple of those artist proofs from Ross, actually. So
Yeah, it's
let
just an
me get
artist
in
proof.
there. Look at
And
that. The paint on that is great color, man. I love that. You've got
yeah,
that sort of muscle in that reddish tone. I think it looks so much better than the actual thing, which is cool. I like the actual thing using purples and stuff in it too. But that, look at that. Damn.
mm,
I'm curious, how long does that take to paint something like that for you?
uh,
And when do you decide it's done?
but it took me a couple days.
Okay.
I'd say about 7 hours.
Wow.
You know, maybe less, but yeah, it's you know, I had to do a base. I did the base in black,
Mhm.
and then I just built up. I just pretty much covered the whole thing and lighten it up a little bit more. So and yeah, and I just added. You know, I just pictured it being a little bit more gooey and gory,
Mhm.
and you
Mhm.
know, and a little more details on it. And yeah, just highlighted some stuff. There's a lot of like dry brushing and stuff on it
Uh-huh.
as well.
Is that the one that was in the photo, or is it the photo just sort of has more of a pink cast on it from the lighting or something?
I think the
No,
video looks a
the
little
pink,
orange,
yeah, it looks a little orangey because of the
but it's
lighting.
actually very pink.
Yeah,
Oh, it is. Okay.
it's got a
Okay.
little more pinkish color to it. And
Got it.
yeah, I love this. I love this figure. I mean,
I think our lighting might be a little off.
It
McFarlane
looks great though.
does a really
You
good
mean you
job.
didn't white balance before the show? No, I'm just kidding. No, it looks fantastic. That looks really great.
Yeah. So
Man.
yeah, I tried.
Yeah, a lot of those McFarlane figures, man, the sculpts in that are just
I have
fantastic.
another one, so I'm excited to get the other one started as well. Yeah,
Very cool.
so yeah,
Great
he's
job. Great job. I
a
love
fan.
it. Let's take a look at some of the other stuff in here. There was a AWOC figure that you had sent me. You sent me this one, and
Yeah.
then I was like, love it. So I know you've gotten into AWOC. Is that relatively new to you? Is AWOC relatively new
I
to you,
have a
or?
picture of Eileen. Okay.
Yeah,
It's the
because
first time she's
the
seen this
cats.
picture. Yeah.
She's with her peeps.
Yes, I love it. I love her. She's awesome. AWOC was actually a surprise. It was
Okay.
I won a giveaway and over at and over my Articulate Empire.
Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, I went brain fart. Yeah, Articulate Empire was doing a giveaway, and I was on his website, and I purchased something for my wife, and I didn't realize that he was doing a giveaway. I just purchased something,
Okay.
and I also, you know, I like supporting my friend, and
Yeah.
so and he came up with a giveaway, and all of a sudden my name came up. I'm like,
Nice.
I won.
Yeah, not this
Nice.
one. You want other
I won a
one.
whole series.
That's how it started.
The first series. that
Really?
came- Yeah. So that was sent to me, and
So that was your introduction to AWOC, and
yeah,
that was came out of nowhere.
and
Okay.
then
Can I ask, what was your
I
initial
love them.
reaction?
I said these are well done. These are
Mhm.
really sturdy, very well articulated, really nice details.
Yep.
You know, they have their theme with the cats and the monkeys, and
Mhm.
they're just really good figures. I mean, if anybody wants a good action figure that is well made, Sparrow Toys make really good quality action figures.
Well, that's like, speaking of sculpts, I mean,
Yeah.
the sculpting details are amazing on them, and they're fun. They're so much fun to paint and touch up or do, like, little details on.
Yep.
Mhm.
It's amazing.
Did you do anything on this guy? I'm trying to look.
Yeah, I just
Yeah, some of the armor.
I just did
Very little. See, this was like minimal stuff.
I just did his face a little bit with the lighting, with the lights, with a dark, like kind of like a black wash.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
And on the shoulders, I see it in the
yeah,
shoulders as
the
well.
shoulder. Yeah, so it kind of brought up his face a little bit
Oh
more.
yeah. I thought that you had touched on some of those armor, but no, that gold is
No,
there.
no, I left
Yeah.
it on. Yeah,
Yep.
Yeah, the only one I did
Yeah.
is this one.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I didn't know he posted this one, the one that you're showing, the cat, because we're doing a Vaz versus Vaz, and I haven't started my cat yet, and he's already posting.
Well, that's all right though, because you know what your competition is. How's that competition going to work? Are people going to vote or?
Yeah, we think so. I mean, it's not entirely put together, but we were
Vaz versus
thinking.
Vaz.
Yeah, we were thinking. Yeah, people can vote. We're good with that.
Yeah, we'll do a little vote thing. We'll do a little vote.
Okay.
But,
The relationship can withstand that pressure, huh?
I'm pretty nervous though because I saw her work. She's really good.
Yeah, no, you're both really good. You're both super talented, and I love it. I hope people are watching this, and I will say that they just started the YouTube, which we'll look at in a second. But head over, follow. They've got some great stuff, but definitely subscribe to the channel. Let's help push that. There's a couple of other things. Oh, here's that gorgeous Gene Stealer.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is fantastic. Loving it. Wow.
I love Warhammer. Warhammer is awesome. And I'm having
never got into it.
Yeah.
I've always admired it. Like even as a kid, I'd seen it, but I never just.
Me too.
We didn't get that into gaming. That's why both
No.
my brother and I.
Neither have I. I'm not a big gamer. Oh.
These, so the customs are cool, but I'm a huge Ashley Wood fan.
Yeah.
So, and have been for a long time. Just loved his art style, and I have I don't have them here, but I have one of the old not 3.0, what were they called? 3A.
3A.
Ones of these guys.
Yeah, World War robots.
I have the World War robots, the Soviet one. With like it's basically the same as a lot of the reuse, like those little bags that you have, the saddle bags he has. But the painting on those is kind of what you all do with your figures. Like
that's what I'm inspired. Yeah, that's what inspired me.
That totally makes sense.
I did a custom paint on a 3A World War robot back in 2017. And,
okay.
And I brought, it was a real bright white one that I purchased, and then I just transformed it into just like what you see there. It's back in the collection. I got about 9.
Oh wait, so the one on the right was a custom job?
No, none of them are customs there. No, gotcha. I have them in my shelf.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And this is the custom figure that you do have there, made up of
I just painted the shoulders.
Customs. Yeah, this thing.
Just that. Yeah.
Wait, did you said you created like printed and 3D printed, or is
no? I don't 3D print. I don't 3D print.
That is a 3D print, right?
It is a 3D print. The shoulder.
Okay.
What about the head?
So it's printed that way, and you painted it.
Yeah, I just painted the shoulder. That's the only thing I did. Everything else is the goggles are from Star Wars.
Ray.
Yeah, it was that pirate with the goggles.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, and the only thing I painted was Hondo. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Hondo Onaka.
Hondo. Yeah. Yes. And the only thing I painted was the shoulders. I needed to make kind of like one of those steampunk style for a collaboration. So that's what I came up with, like real fast.
Oh, so it's like a pop and swap.
Yeah, I did a pop and swap.
Mainly a pop and I love the pieces. This one.
That's my wife.
The Hoth. I love the Hoth of it all, yes, but I really love what you did with your troll here. So this is the same troll that you did the photo shoot with the dragon head, just with okay. Because I saw that you on your YouTube channel, you have a whole like photo session, 2 photo sessions really of it, and then you kind of have a process. I'm a big fan of process, so I loved seeing you make the figure and appreciate all those shots in there. And we'll take a quick look, but then the process of the photos, and you really like, it's just the camera's there as you all are talking about the setup and the lighting and everything. It's cool. Like I love that kind of thing. and I learn a lot from it. So this is gorgeous stuff, though, Tiffany. I really love what you did with the paint job. How did you kind of come up with the look? Because it's very like sort of rocky. Like, what were you going for?
Well, ice troll literally, and I just thought of him being in like icy caves. So that's why a lot of it is like the head part on top of the Mythic Legion troll face is sculpted and then painted over, and the whole back piece is sculpted and painted, but yeah, I was just going with a rocky, icy, cold, feeling, and I'm imagining ice. So I made him literally almost look like ice.
Yep, just frozen ice. And so you described the figure. Is there another shot of this so we can kind of see the back pieces, or should I go to the YouTube process?
Well, the pictures that I sent you, they have the front and the back, so you can see like the ice and then the pieces. I can also get it if you want me to.
Nope, we can. Well, yeah, if it's easy enough and RoboCop won't come flying down. Okay, cool.
Well, who knows what will fly, but I'll get it.
Thank you. But while you're doing that, I will bring up the photos that you shared in our message. Oh, yes. Okay. Let's go. All right. So, check these out, folks. Okay, so it really looks cool. Like, again, starting with the darks and going in with those highlights. You said some sculpting, so you're adding some bits on the head, right? Kind of like a mohawk thing going on with some literal ice on top.
It's all sculpted, and then if you go to the back, this is all sculpted also in the back.
And what are you using? Is it like epoxy?
It was it's kind of similar. No, it was Fix It, but it's by epoxy. It's just for some reason it holds better. It's a little stronger.
Okay.
So epoxy can be kind of weak. This is very strong. And then
so is that what's the ice stuff? Is it dry clear? Is that
no? That's actually glue.
That's
So I took a glue gun.
Glue.
Nice.
Yeah,
nice.
and I did that on top after I did the sculpt and the painting, just to give it a little bit extra touch of ice. But this whole piece, whoa, there goes the head. This whole piece comes off. It's all magnetized. So I created all of that where it all comes off, and then it goes back on.
So you carved into the troll's butt, basically, and then
back.
Very cool.
So these are all
and you're using it for the dragon as well, right? So like the wings and stuff, magnets. I love that.
Right. So this,
but you also, it's funny to me because you mentioned that you have another Arctic dragon, and instead of you opted to make it all work for this one figure to interchange it versus to the two versions.
Yeah, because in my mind, I really love the troll, and I still wanted a troll. And then I thought, well, why not take the troll and transform it into a dragon? Because I wanted a dragon. And this was very complicated.
Yeah.
But I'm happy that I did it, but it was very complicated on how to get everything to fit and match exactly, because
it's cool. So this is the video that's on their website. Sorry, on their YouTube. And so you can kind of see the original, and then they'll show you sort of the parts that they use. There's a 3D sculpt. Who's that by? Do you remember?
You remember? Oh no. Oh,
that's
God.
Okay.
I had that information, but
it's in his Vaz pics, right?
Okay. Yeah, it's in my Vaz.
We'll take a look. We'll take a look. But you sculpted all of this hair. I'm a sucker for sort of dragons with fur, like Smog from the old Rankin Bass cartoon. But that looks really great. It looks like it's got snow on it. Yeah. So you sculpted that, and then how did you get the sort of like snow particles kind of thing?
Actually, I just took one of those sculpting tools and I just kept grinding at it and then pushing it back up. So I would be grinding down and then pushing back up. So it would keep creating a little bit of a snow effect on the hair.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it totally looks like that. It looks like it's been hanging out and it's gotten that powder on its face.
And I did the ears and the horns also, and also the top. So
yeah,
all the ram horns and the ears, because it didn't have ears. So I added that.
How long did it take, do you know, like to sculpt this, just the head? Just kind of curious to get a sense of your speed.
It's first sculpt. So, God, it took a long time, right? It didn't.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm trying to think because you have to. It's not like I did it all in one day or 2 days.
Sure.
I did it over a period of time. I would say like a couple months, right?
Yeah, a couple months.
Wow.
Month.
Yeah. And then you figured out the whole wing thing. I've seen different people using those wings. Those are like foam costume wings, right?
Yeah.
Those are costume wings from Amazon.
Yes.
So a kid's costume. And then I obviously painted it, but I also put a little sculpt just on the back piece part of it because it all had to fit within magnets in the back. So.
And so you did the sculpt to hide the magnets? Is that what the sculpt part? Love it. I love how you approach it. Those details. This is great. The wings, seeing the wing details and those horns you sculpted in. Oh, so good. Yeah, and this, again, I'm an appreciator of these sort of photos and kind of seeing you work.
Yeah, so she does like little dots and little details.
Yeah,
I mean, this is exactly what she's doing. She's adding a little bit of spots on there. It's not just going with the air, with dry brush or anything. Right. She's literally taking one piece, one little dot at a time.
Attention to detail. I love what you did with the eyes as well. The colors that you did with the eyes. It's very like, what do you call it?
I thought it was
mandrill, kind of like a mandrill.
Yeah,
a little bit.
For me, I was thinking fire within, not fire without. So I wanted the eyes, be almost like the fire coming out.
Yeah, this is excellent work. And then what this sort of chain thing that you did here?
Yeah, so I took a chain off of a purse and I actually molded the chain inside the back so it would look like he's a slave. Like in my mind, he's a slave to a wizard. And that's why the wizard transforms him into a dragon. So yeah.
The wings turned out so well. Like it's tricky because the wings were sculpted for a different purpose and have a different sort of level of detail, but you've been able to, I like how you've tied it all in. It's really great. Did you add some of these details here or was that already in the sculpt of the wings?
Which one?
Oh, she added
like pock marks in the wings. You had to have had that, right?
She added some
here.
I added extra, yeah. There was some already, but I added more.
To get that transition from the sculpt.
And then in addition to that, I kind of made it almost look like it was more worn out. Because, shiny plastic doesn't look too good. So I made it look like they were worn wings because I wanted him to look like an old wise dragon. Yeah.
Yep. Alan Vine Jungle Figure Factory, who's like a ridiculously talented customizer himself, says really fun killer work. Danos is appreciating your work as well, as is Brian and J-Mac.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, everyone.
Great stuff. And then here's the back. Cool. So we can see, look at that. All that detail that you added to that foam costume wing is really good and smart. Because again, the Four Horsemen level of sculpt in the thing had to transition. So you kind of got this nice little transition here, and great stuff. Wow.
I sculpted on the tail also.
Is the tail from the costume, or did you sculpt that?
The original part of it was from the costume, but then all the little detail of that you see in the back. The fin was there, but underneath all of the scale is what is sculpted.
I see.
Yeah.
So all those, again, that transition from that rocky speckle kind of thing. Yeah. Oh, wow. And it just totally works. Super cohesive, the way you made that all kind of blend. Love it. While we're here, this was another one of my favorites because I'm into fun, weird creatures.
Like me.
So yeah. I love, I've seen this sculpt before, but I love what you did with the different parts. Is this is from a McFarlane Warhammer figure as well, right?
Yes.
So the body is there, right? This all stuff is there, but it's your paint and then the application of the head is what's going on
this
here.
one was mostly just painting. There's no sculpting done. So I took the 3D print of the head, and in my mind, I thought that this is a robot where a mushroom is actually growing inside the robot and the mushroom is becoming a part of the robot where he's actually making him move. So it's almost like nature has taken over the robot and taken over his body and his, mind.
The fungus brought it to life.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is fantastic. I love that story.
I believe the head sculpt is Wolfkin Custom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should put all this down.
It's one of those things where it's like you wouldn't expect these things to work, right? But together, but you did such a cool job of it that, like, this is my jam. Like, I love the weird and the unexpected, and you did such a good job. Love it. Love it. Let's take a look at these big guys here. Who are these guys?
Those are mine.
And what are the bodies as well? Legends?
That's Hulk. Yeah. Ragnarok. There's two versions of them. Yeah, they're both Hulk bodies. And I think it's Wolfkin Customs and the other gentleman, which is in my. I have a picture of him separately in my in Vaz Custom spot, and I have all the details of where I got it from. Fortunately, I do not have my brain power right now at this time.
All right, it's all good. That's why I give the links and just a reminder the URL is going to be there so folks can go, and Thanos is being awesome and dropping the stuff. Even though he's sick, I hope you're feeling better, man. Take care of yourself. I saw your posts here, so you get some rest. But these figures, do you also, like Tiffany, like, do you come up with stories as you're doing these things, or you have a different process, Adrian?
Oh no, I have a whole different story with them as well.
You do.
Myself, yes. I mean, it's obviously, you see, the Triclops, and I try to kind of like he's kind of like you can see him, but he's got this kind of like an older, but he's wiser, but you don't mess with him, he has that face, it's like, but and the other guy, he's wilder, but he's not like, but then I don't really have too much of a story right now, but but you can get your own story,
No, but as you're painting, you're like, figuring these characters out, and it's
cool, I figure these characters out, I with the color tones and everything, and I just really like I really like the skin tone colors on the Triclops. And
the skin tone looks great, but on him for sure. But I gotta say, I really love this. I don't know if you're of the age to know the original Clash of the Titans movie, the Harryhausen. This reminds me of the Calabac in.
Oh wow,
is that his name? That might not be his name. but yes, that skin tone and everything, and the face really brings me back there.
He's mainly airbrushed, mainly, except for his outfit.
Hence the transitions. That's cool.
Airbrushing I don't do. He does airbrushing very well. I'm not good at that.
I do.
So I saw you learning though in one of the videos.
You can tell I'm not good at that.
You got to start. Brian's got a question. Are you, as you're working, does the story come to you as you're creating, or is it something that's there before you start painting?
We're totally different. For me personally, it's I'll see something and I see right away what I want to do, and then the story, it kind of like, no, it sounds strange, but the action figure kind of like talks to me, almost like, okay, this is what I want to be. Like, and I just kind of go with it. You know, when you're creative and you're artistic, which I mean, almost everybody has that inside of them somehow.
Agreed.
You just kind of listen to that more and you hone in on that, and then you just keep going with it, and it starts to become something that maybe you didn't expect in the beginning. Maybe you had a little idea and the story just expands itself. You know.
How about you, Adrian? What's generally your process
when it comes to the characters? You know, I kind of feel like it'd be certain type, a certain color, how he is, and the nature of who he is, and you know, like if he's out and if he's outside a lot, you know, he has to be a little bit more worn.
Sure.
You know, so it has
sunburn.
The sunburn and all that just depends on where, you know, I feel like he's probably part of, you know, in certain areas. Like the wolf, you know, or like the werewolf, he's, you know, werewolves come in different colors, you know, so I figured to make him kind of a darker, you know, werewolf, but I don't want to make him black. You know, I want to show some of those details on the figure, on the face, and as well. So so that's I'm pretty spontaneous as I work with it, and then I get the right color right there when I work with the color. Then I stretch it out with the rest of it.
He's also a lot faster, so his mind works differently than mine does. So he's a faster painter, and he always has been. Like, he's based off of acrylics and drawing, and I'm just based off of oil painting. I don't draw, you know, so our minds just are completely different in our process.
It's funny how the medium also sort of not dictates, but lends itself, right? Oil is a very slow process that you can work forever, right? And so because of that, you're probably more inclined to acrylic dries fast. So that probably also maybe contributes. I don't know, but
I mean, that's exactly why. For me, even though I'm working with acrylics, I still have that mindset. So I have to work backwards instead of working. Like, he's just working on it, but I work backwards. So I'm like, okay, if I kind of want to do this, I got to start here. Whereas oils, you just keep building. And with acrylic, now I'm going, okay, I want this, but that means I have to start with one color at a time instead of painting it all at once. And I found that's the only way I can do it because it takes me so long.
It's the best way to do oils and light, you know, like
the acrylic, I have to do one color.
Layers. I mean,
layers.
You have to do it in layers. Do it in layers. And
Adrian, I'm loving. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Not too thick on the paint, you know. Again, water, you know, like light on the paint.
Yep.
Water down. Make sure you have it nice and fluid.
That was a big learning thing for me too, because oils you're very thick with. You know, everything is texture. But
Yep. And this Fables, Brian is you inspired him. He's gonna start painting his Hulks. I gotta say, Adrian, I was just saying that, like, the details, right? Like what's going on with his hand, great. Like, that's such a cool little
some of it, some paint rub. So there's a little
Okay.
bit of robe on there. You get to the green from his hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was like he had handled some like sort of green substance, but you're right. I guess that's the underpaint, but it looks cool because it's got the metal. No, what am I saying? Not metal. The glossy finish. It looks like he's like handled some green liquid or something.
Yeah. Goop.
And then this this weathering right here,
Yeah,
so good.
Thank you.
That looks legit like metal, like corroded, or what do you call it when copper?
Yeah.
Whatever that. Yeah,
Patina?
whatever that is.
Patina.
Patina. Yeah, yep. Let's talk some of this Mexica stuff going on here. This, oh man, I love it. So these are those parts that you were mentioning, Jason's stuff, right?
Yes, yeah. Yes. That's really nice.
And what is the base? The base is Legions. Got it.
Yeah.
So
that's the one the Motu inspired one. That's the Motu Legions, the one with wings.
The Stratus. Yes.
Yes.
It's
that's
not
the Stratus
Stratus.
body. That's his body.
I'm trying my hardest, Trevor, but it'll come to me. Anyways, you were saying.
I don't know his name, but yeah, that's a Legion.
Yeah, I see it here.
Yeah, everything, the whole body is except for the head and weapon. Yeah, he's really. It was fun to paint. I didn't paint some of the like the wardrobe part, the bottom part, because it's already the blue matches with the top.
The shiny.
Yep.
Yeah, so I kept it that way.
Great stuff, and I see the red of the original figure peeking through on those wings, but it looks so good with this two-tone wing thing that you've got going on with the white tips.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Yeah, he looks really, really good.
I used that
Zenithon. Thank you, Thanos. And what's up, Toyetic 40s? Yeah, this is amazing stuff. Let's talk Veteran Williams.
Oh yeah, that's that is Saban sculpt from the actual sculptor of Furay Toys.
Yep, Sebadum. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, this is the one that he sold before it became Veteran Williams.
Yes.
Got it. Yes, that's right. He sold the kit.
This is the pre-Veteran Williams. The torso, the head, his tail, and his feet are as a kit. The arms and the legs is McFarlane Warhammer.
Okay, I was gonna say they look different. They're doesn't have the fur. Got it.
No, yeah. So
and it's got these big old pins.
Yeah, the big old pins McFarlane.
But did he make the kit for these body parts? I remember hearing about that, but I wasn't really around or paying attention when he was releasing this as a kit. Did he make it for this figure, or what was
not
the deal?
For that figure? I think it was for a different figure, but I don't know what it is. I don't know exactly which figure it was, but I just put it myself. I said this is going to work, and so I was like, it's actually him, his legs and his arms.
Oh, it's the same figure.
Yeah, it's the same figure. I just used the legs and the arm. But it's the same.
Was there a run on those gene stealers or what?
Yeah.
You can get some of them for good deals.
Yeah.
So I got mine for like $6 at
these were cheap. Yeah, these were cheap.
There you go.
So, and I turned him into a different. The rest of the parts I used it for different customs. So.
Yeah, sometimes the 3D heads actually cost more than the body.
Oh, for sure.
If it's a McFarlane.
This looks really great. I love your paint job. I really, really love the way you sort of got these highlights and everything. And he's got like it's fur, but it's also a little bit sinewy, like very muscly because of the sculpt too. But I love that the hands, it's almost like he's got a mange or something. He looks great.
He does have mange.
So is this I love that, like, are you intentionally trying to do like a death dealer
Yeah, kind
Is
of.
that his name?
Yeah, definitely.
Frazetta-ish?
Yeah, Frazetta-ish. Yeah.
But this is based on a Legion's build. Like Legion's body, I can kind of
Yeah,
see the parts.
yeah, Legion's body parts, some parts, and the torso, the head, and the shield. You know,
But
the
the heads are
weapon.
custom, right?
They're all customs. Yeah, those are custom parts. Yeah.
That's
Mhm.
looks great. What about the teeth kind of things?
That's also that's part of the sculpt. That's all
Oh, okay.
one. That's all one sculpt that I painted that. There's nothing separated there. It's all
Okay,
sculpt.
so this is all the torso is all one sculpt, and you painted
Yeah,
that. Got it.
yeah. I painted all that. Even the belt. It's not
It's
separate.
crisp, man. It's crisp. It pops. Like you can actually see these. Like they look like they are separate pieces.
Yeah, they're not. They're all one piece. They're all
Uh-huh.
yeah. They're all solid. Yeah,
Damn.
yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. I will be bugging you guys for tips. So no,
Absolutely.
this is
Anytime. Absolutely.
really cool. And you did the custom soft goods too?
Yeah, yeah. I added that in there. So
Fun.
a
Fun.
another piece out of my wife's purse.
Is that the one you took the chain for the troll?
Yeah, it's the same one. Yeah.
I love it. You're chopping up like you're chopping
That
up
was
yours.
mine. That's not yours. That's for my custom.
What's that?
I said that was for my custom, not his.
I stole it.
He stole it. I didn't even know that's where he got it from. I'm like, that's mine. And I put it on the side because I was gonna use the rest of it later. But
Well,
I guess not.
I hope I didn't spark a fight. No, you guys are fantastic. I really appreciate you coming on and kind of showing us all your stuff. And I really want to encourage folks to head over to the different Instagrams. Again, I'll have those links in the file. But so we just looked at their customs, but you're doing photos too. And like I said, I became a lot more aware of your stuff through the AWOC photo collab that you've been participating in. And that, so I didn't even realize there was this whole custom stuff until I started digging. And then when you had your birthday thing, I got to go check out the channel and I saw all the stuff there. So this is all, is this all Adrian's stuff?
They're not all mine. I collaborate with.
These are collabs as well. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
So some of these are collabs.
Yeah, and some of them are collab invites. So some of those photos are not mine. There's a few. There's a yeah, like
so dig
Carlo.
around, take a look. There's some some great stuff in here that some of them are Adrian's, some of them are other folks. And then
like mainly like Carlos from Badass Reviews. His pictures are in there. Steve Articulated Times, some of his pictures, and Emerald Knight custom, Emerald Knight photo is in there as well. Mainly those are, and there's a few others as well that throw in their collab. They invite me for collaborating to put their picture in my page, and it's like, sure.
Got it. So go check that out. There's Vaz_pics. There was the Vaz_custom_spot. And then, not to spend a ton of time on it, but like he is an artist who's been working for a while, as is Tiffany, but you've got the social media presence here. So Vaz_creative, and you can check out baby Adrian. Look.
Yeah. Those are my daughters too.
Yeah, baby, and there's baby Tiffany. But your art is awesome, man. I really appreciate looking at all the Aztec stuff, the Mexica stuff in general. I really like. Yeah, I was born in LA. I'm Filipino, but I was born in LA. Grew up, with a lot of Chicanos and Latinos, and just gravitated towards the stuff because. There's a lot of connections between the Philippines and Mexico. There's a whole, shared history of colonization, but I was always intrigued by indigenous stuff and the culture. So love seeing it, and you've got a ton of it going on. So check that stuff out. All is all the lino cut stuff, wood cut stuff. And you're both artists. I can tell the way we're talking about the figures, Tiffany, right off the bat. I was like, oh, cool. That's where you're coming at this toy collecting and toy appreciating thing from. And I love it. I appreciate it. So
thank you.
Last but not least, you all started a YouTube channel. How long ago have you been going at the channel?
It was the end of October we started.
Pretty brand new.
Yeah.
Very new. And
so
just wanted to jump out of our box and do
nice.
something completely crazy together, since we're sharing this together. And awkwardness.
Awkward.
Sometimes me is
no.
Nah, it's all good, man. It's just like that's what I love about this sort of new media landscape is that, you know, come as you are, but it's the substance. It's like you both have you're incredibly talented. You're together in this sort of like toy collecting, toy customizing game. You're exploring. That's what I appreciate about it. It's like, oh, let's do photos now. Oh, let's customize this. Oh, let's it's awesome. And so and I love, you know, seeing you even like go through, hey, check what we got, the unboxing stuff, and just hearing your dynamic. Even today, I was both a little bit like but loving seeing you go like, I didn't know you got that extra figure. I didn't know you got that second.
Everyone goes through it. Everyone goes through, even if they're not, you know, they're not sharing the same the same thing together. Everyone in the chat, they know how it is. You know, you have to like put something on the side because, you know.
Yeah. Anyways, it's like a variety show that we have. I mean, that's kind of
real.
What it turned into is like a variety show. We were gonna do just the customs, but then it's just started turning into other things. And when we had stuff come in the mail, we're like, oh, let's do this, you know, unboxing live. Why are we gonna? Why bother opening it in the living room? Let's do it in front of the camera. And it just, you know, it just turned into this whole thing. So, yeah, I don't know.
It's cool.
It's fun, you know.
It's new, folks. Please head over to Vaz Zone. You can see the information here. Again, it'll be, if you're watching this on replay, that'll be there. But like, let's push these subs up. You know, talented folks in the community. Let's just support. Let's check it out and just go on them with this whole journey. Like it took me, it didn't take me. I'm talking about it in the past tense. In the present tense, I'm constantly figuring out what I'm doing with this channel. And I happened to sort of stumble on this whole news thing that I do weekly. That's probably the most regular thing. But again, thanks to folks like Thanos saying, hey, you should do this. And it's created this cool opportunity to meet folks like you, other customizers. Like, you know, it's oftentimes my excuse to be like, hey, can we just talk about what you do? And can we talk about this nerdy stuff? So I'm happy that you all were able to jump on, and I'm happy to be able to give you all some space for other folks to get to know you. So
thank you. I mean, we watch YouTube all the time. We watch you. We've been subscribed to you for quite a while. And, you know, so we usually watch you on replay, you know, because we have 6 hours, but we do watch you, and we're just, you know, we like watching people and we like talking about stuff. So it's just fun.
What we do when we paint our stuff, when we do our customs, we have our YouTube on, and we start watching everything that we have, everyone that we have on there, and so we go to one, and then we go to another guy, and then someone else, and hey, my buddy just loaded up this video. Let's watch him, and then we're painting away, we're doing our thing, and we're watching. So, and we have our phone, so it's all on TV. So we watch you on TV.
Yeah, no, it's similar. Like, you know, I'm grading, I'm doing that, drawing, I'm doing that, even editing. So I absolutely love what you all do. This is like perfect. This is why I want to do this show. Like, bring folks on, introduce folks, and just pick your brains about how you look at toys, and you know. Anyway, so thank you for coming on. Thank you for you know, for joining. I don't know if I have the heart thing on this. I don't think this computer has it.
What is this? I think it's this new thing now, right?
I give everyone a little
you do the South Korean version anyway, but I appreciate your stuff, and hey, and thank you to everybody who joins us live. Thank you, Jason. Really appreciate that. Thank you, Thanos, because again, with me, and I
Thanks
hope you
everyone
feel
who
better.
has been on there. I appreciate taking your time for coming
100%. Thank you, Rick. I appreciate that, man. All these folks, these are the folks. So thank you to everybody. Go check out the Vaz Zone. These two are awesome. What's up, Lone Dragon? Everybody that dropped in today. Appreciate you all. Next week, Brutal Realm. If you want to come back, check that out. You can kind of see what they're doing. You can hear their process. Again, a different way of approaching figures from the toy maker perspective. The week after that will be another toy maker feature, because Adam from Highly Articulated and Arlen Pelletier, and I'm not sure if Ira will join, but the TNT company is doing their March 1st Kickstarter for Space Zombies from Mars. So yeah, appreciate it, man. So yep, thank you, Alan. Alan saying y'all have a new follower, super talented guy.
Thank you.
Thank you, Cobb, for hanging out. But yeah, that's it. Go there. Oh, actually, is there anything that you want to tell folks about, like the channel, things to look out for that's coming up that you want to give people a heads up on?
I just put a short up, but it was just, just a real quick short. We're planning on doing a show every Sunday at 8:00 Central, but not live, just pre-recorded. And then the first Sunday of every month, we're going to be doing a live show at 8:00. So it doesn't take up too much time because it's just once a month.
8:00 Sundays.
Yeah.
And that's 8:00 Central, I'm assuming, for the folks.
Yeah.
8:00 Central their time.
So our regular videos are going to be the same time every Sunday. And then the first Sunday of every month, we're going to do an 8:00 live show.
Nice. There you go. So head over, sub, hit the bell, all of those things. And same here. I'd appreciate it. And you guys are reminding me because of your whole comments on your last video. Commenting helps. So I'm going to close out this video. We're going to close out the live. I'd appreciate it if folks could, once that kicks in, just drop a little comment. Tell us, what you thought of today's show, what stood out to you, anything, right? And cool. Yeah,
follow, Brick
subscribe,
like, comment,
Brick Something. Follow
things. Thank you. Appreciate you guys. All right, here we go. I'm gonna play some music.
I know it's hard for sometimes people get too distracted and they forget to hit the like button. So
appreciate you.
Do it.
This is true. All right, I'll play us out. Thank you, folks.
Thank you.
Good. I will close this out, but let me say goodbye properly after, so don't go just yet. Okay. All right, folks. Have a good night. What do? I do this. And we say goodbye. So there you go. You can't see us right now, but we're all dancing. Awesome. Bye, folks.